I was recently watching a video on Fiverr and trying to understand what people are doing and, some design things on Fiverr. And I came across this guy right here. This is a SolidWorks with Arian Falai. He wanted 2 engineers on Fiverr to design this nozzle, and he had some requirements. It had to be 300 millimeters in total height and 150 millimeters from side to side. So these were his constraints. So, and here's the original design that he took a screenshot of and had them designed from this. So key aspect of this is the water needs to flow through these tubes. So it's basically hollow inside of here, and then it comes out the front. And manufacturability of this is going to be extremely difficult. It probably can only be 3D printed. Let's get started. Open up a brand new OnShape, and this is the free subscription. So I'm going to go create a new document now, and call this Faucet 1. First thing I want to do is I want to use top plane, so I'm going to hide the right plane and the front plane. So I can click on both of these and hit Y to hide those. Let's go to my top. I'm going to build my circle, my starting circle size. So sketch on top, and then I want to go to the circle here, C, click on that guy right there. And then I want to choose, let's go with 60. Hit D to get a dimension, and then type in 60 there. So the maximum size of this is supposed to be up to 70. All right, let's click OK. Now we're going to build another plane from this one and 200 millimeters up. So let's go plane, offset, and then 200. Okay, looks good. And we'll put a circle on this guy right here. So this will be our second circle sketch on this plane. And we will go with the center point circle. Let's click on that guy as our center point. And we can change the size. Let's go D. Click that. Let's go with 40. We might change this a little later. And you can see it's not on there, not on the center. So I can click on coincident. Click here and click there, and it snaps it to there. So just hit top view, and we'll see that it's perfectly in center now. Coincident. All right. So next one. And the next circle I need to make is going to be on the side here. So let's choose a right view. Okay, and then we're gonna add a circle on that side. So let's go to that plane. Click on this guy right here, that guy. We're gonna move this over, let's say 100 millimeters. 100 millimeters. Okay, I can double click on this guy. I can single click on that and make that bigger. Just grab that circle and make it bigger. All right, so let's put a circle on this side right here. So I will grab a sketch, put a sketch on this plane right here. Let's go click on that right plane. I'm going to pull this over. Right plane. All right, and then we want a circle here. And I want it based off of that one, so I should see that dotted line. That's good. And place my circle. We can make a distance or diameter of, let's say, 40 millimeters. Okay, and distance from here to here, I'll add that right now. So there we are. And let's go with 250 or so. We can play around with that number a little later. Okay. Finish that sketch. So it will go, we'll basically create a line from this line to here, and then it will have some curvature. Okay, and now we need a sketch on the front. So let's go sketch front. Let's create that line. We're gonna go here to here, and then to get out of that, Now we're going to go our spline and spline from here, and we can go up a little bit and then start curving, and I'm going to click on the front here, and I don't want it to go backwards. Right click on that and confirm that spline, and I want to adjust this a little bit, pull this back in. I don't want it going like backwards or anything. Why is it not let me oh, it's horizontal, that's why. Let me click on constraint, get rid of that horizontal right there. So click on that constraint, delete, and I'm going to grab that and should be able to pull that in. Let me delete that guy. Get out of this dimension. Now it should let me pull that in. There we go. That's what we want. All those constraints in that area were preventing me from doing what I wanted to do. All right, let's finish the sketch, and might as well create the outside boundary of this. So let's go with a sketch on the front. This is just for like a reference only. So let's go with the total size of this guy. So we're going to go with rectangle. And there we are. Let's go D for dimension. We're going to go here to here, and that's going to be 150. D for dimension, this line to this line, 300. Okay, and then the other one is the other direction, but we can maintain it with that circle right there. All right, so now we got our planes, and we're going to do a loft. So now we're going to do this to this first. Now we can do a sweep. So we're going to faces and sketches to sweep. So this guy, sweep path, this guy. Okay. So at the end, we just needed a point right there. So that helped us create our total height. All right, we can gain a little bit extra space. We will put a base on this. So we need a little bit of space up here and a little bit of space down here. So I think this is good. And if we want to tweak this, we can tweak it whenever. But let's get started on, actually, let's remove this sweep. Let's remove the merge. We don't want to merge. We don't want to merge with part one, just new. There we are. So that's the beginning of it. It is solid right now. So now we will start the sweep paths, and we'll put some helix on this. So let me hide this guy here, click on it and hit Y. We're gonna go, we can hide a few of these planes, so we can click on them and hit Y, Y, Y. So we got just a basic planes here. Now we're gonna build a rectangle here on this back surface. So let's create a sketch on this back surface. Let's flatten that. I'm gonna put 4 points here. And the 4 points are gonna be horizontal and vertical. Okay, now I want those squares, rectangles. D for dimension. Then we're going to dimension it here to here. Let's say it's 2.5. And here to here is 5. And here to here, let's say it's 1. Here to here, and let's say it's 5. So we're going to extrude this, and we're going to have like a 5mm. The water inside is going to be able to be 5mm by 5mm. Okay. We'll hollow this out eventually, but first we're going to create a helix and sweep it. All right, let's create a helix. All right, and we'll choose our cylinder. Select your cylinder face right there. How many turns do we want? Let's go with like 8 turns. Let's say okay. And where does it start this cylinder at? Okay, that back surface right there. So we want to place this over there. So let's grab this sketch 6, pull him down. That way it's in order. The helix was already created. So now I want to move this over to here. We're going to click on sketch 6. Actually, let's do a rotation of this. Circular pattern. I'm going to click on what to rotate. So it's rotated it. Now we just got to click this and 180 degrees. Looks like it's 2 places. 3, and we can change this to 2. This is fairly complicated to use. Let's just choose this to 2, but then my angle I'm going to change to 90. Okay, there it goes. I placed it in the right position, which is okay. So we actually don't really need that first one. Now we're gonna do a sweep of this guy. So sweep this and this. Sweep path, helix. And it's you can see it's thinking right now. Alright, all done. Okay. Now we don't want to unite that, we don't want to merge it. So let's click on that guy right there. We're gonna click new. Okay, so yep, we just want it, yes, a separate entity. And now we can do a rotation of this. So let's rotate this. Let's do an instance of this. So we're going to go with the circular pattern. Entities to pattern, which is this guy right here. And then we want to axis of the pattern is going to be, we can click on this little right here, and we can click on, yep, that one right there. Okay, and then we want to do this. Let's say it's 4 times. Okay, say okay. Now, let's create another helix. And this helix is going to be counterclockwise. So, face cylinder right there, this guy. And we're going to do, click here to counterclockwise. Okay, and I think we had 8. We can hide a few of these parts, they're getting a little messy. So just clicking on the eyeball, hide them. This is helix number 2. See, I clicked on it and I highlighted that. So, and we want to sweep this. So let's go with sweep. We want to do solid, new, faces and sketch regions to sweep. So click here, sweep path is that helix, the second helix. Okay. We don't want it to merge. We just want new. Click OK. And there's our second helix. All right, let's do a instance of the second helix and do a circular pattern. Entity to pattern. This guy right here. Axis is that guy. We can click here. Click on that guy right there. 4 times. It's thinking. All right, it's done there. Let's choose OK. Let's pull our other parts back. So we're going to unhide those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't need to see the top portion there. There, fine. All right, and we can see it's a little bit too long. What we can do there is we can change our helix. Let's change this to like 4. And that'll loosen it up. Change our second helix to 4. There we are. So it's starting to make that much bigger. 3. Let's try 3. Okay, we can play around with that a little later too. And now we want to find the interference between these guys and these guys. But first of all, I want to union all of them together except for this guy right here. So I'm going to click on this guy, hit Y for hide them. Okay, and then I will union all of these together. Boolean, union, just hover over everything. Well, it didn't like that. Guess I just gotta pick them. One, should be 8 items here. One, two, three, four, 5. Oh, it's still working slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Must be one more in there. That's number 8. Let's choose OK. So all of those become 1. And if I hit this eyeball, all of them disappear. That's what I want to see. So I got 1. I got 3 parts total. Now we will do a intersection, and we will see what intersects between these two. So let's choose Boolean, intersection, uncheck keep tools, and let's click on the cylinder and this. Part 3 and part 1. Okay, click OK. And there is our geometry that we want. All right, and I kind of want it to make a little bit thicker. Inside is 5 millimeters, I think. Let's make this a little bit thicker. So to make that thicker, we can go back to our original few sketches. Let's go back to sketch 6. And let's modify this first guy right here. Click on its bottom. Let's make this, where's the dimension? We're gonna go with 4. Enter. And we're gonna change this to 8. And same thing. 8. Okay. That should automatically copy here. 2 times. Oh, that guy and this guy have to become 1. What happened there? Spacebar to get out of that. I want to click on that guy and this guy, not that guy. Overdoing it. This guy and the guy underneath him, this guy, that dot, and I want to make those coincident. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. So this copied and then made it exactly as that is. So it should be 8 by 8 now. Let's finish this and then we'll give it a couple seconds to refresh. This is the power of the software, to where you make some tweaks and it's all, you know, in the parameters to make the adjustments on everything that you just did. So let's take a look and see what this looks like. Yeah, I like that. Nice. All right, now is how do we get the water through there? All right, so next we want to go and hollow this, or let's go through and make, we're gonna click on the shell command and shell that. So let's go over here, shell. We're gonna click on that guy. We're gonna click on much smaller shell, so let's say 0.25. Truly, for manufacturing purposes, you'd probably want this much bigger than that. But start. So okay, so that's the shell. Let's take a look and see how this looks. Let's shell this guy. We'll go a little thicker there. Okay, let's take a section view through here. section planes, front. And we can see it's shelled. Yep. Everything, so the water will be flowing straight up. And we need to open up that bottom to allow the water to flow through it. So that's a replace face. Let's do the replace face here. We're going to click on faces to replace, number 1. Number 2, we actually got a third back here, but I'll have to do another section view to look through there. And faces to replace with this face, bottom face right here. It's okay. All right, look at that. All right, so next is this guy back here. Let's edit section view. We're gonna click on right. Okay, and we can actually click there. Let's click on that last replace face. We're on faces to replace. We're gonna click on this face right here, and that should do should fix it for us. There we are. All right, let's get out of this section view. All right, so now we need to build something that touches the bottom of this and the base, basically. So let's click, we need top view, sketch, top, and we're going to put a circle using that dot right there, that origin point, and hit D for dimension. I think we said they want that 70. So it's the outside size. All right, now I'm going to add a circle here. And just going to click and hit D for dimension. Click on that guy, 44. Finish the sketch. Okay. And I think I want to delete this, not that shell, this shell right here, spacebar, shell right there. I want to add it a little later, so let's delete that guy. Now we're going to go with extrude knits to sketch 7. So let's hit extrude, sketch 7, and we'll flip it. We'll go down about 10 millimeters. Okay, it added it automatically. Let's add a chamfer on this edge right here. 5 sounds good. And let's do the shell now. All right, so the shell completed. Yep, did everything that we wanted. Let's go with section view, front. Yep, that worked. Okay, so we need to have water flow up through here, and then the water flows through our helixes, and then up through here. Let's connect this guy. Okay, we'll do a union first. Okay, it's already shelled. Let's do that section view again. And we want to combine these together pretty much. Let's union these. Click OK, we'll keep that union. So we're going to union this guy with this guy. Okay. Let's see what happens if I try to extrude that face. That face right there. Let's extrude him up and reduce some removal. We're going, yep, I think it's exactly what we want. But we can only go like, we only need to go like 3 millimeters. Let's try. Yeah, 3 millimeters. Let's try 3. Perfect. Yeah, I like that. So let's go extrude the rest of these guys. So we're going to choose more faces, so tilde on this guy. And then let's say OK. we're going to do a change the section view to this plane right here. And then turn off the first one. Click on, okay. Double click extrude 2. Click that guy, and then this guy. Okay. Nice. All right, that pretty much does what we want. Yeah. That pushes water up through this, and it comes out the front. Let's check my overall dimensions here. Let's go to drafting. Let's create a drawing. Millimeters. Okay. Let's put our faucet in. Change our scale a little bit. There we go. Let's check the size. In order to check the size, total size, it won't let me take a point. So that's why I'm going to do this, create a little line right there. Now I'm going to go to dimension here. Dimension that line to this here, 301. Alright, so I gotta reduce it by 1.54 millimeter. 1 point, alright. That's not a problem. Let's go with this point to this point, 148, so we can increase the very front of it, and then we already know our overall size or over diameter. That's already good. So we can decrease the height. All right, let's go thicken here and here, and we're going to remove. Okay, so that removed 1.54 millimeter. And then we can pull this back. I think we gotta pull that forward just a teeny tiny bit. All right, so we can just do a thicken. And we want to merge that. Merge with part 1. Okay. It's got a lip inside of there for some reason. If you want to get rid of that lip, we can do a replace face. That face with this face. Tilde to get in there. Okay. So now let's check our drawing. Refresh. This dimension's out of spec. Not sure why. I have a couple lines here. Yeah, it's gonna let me choose that point only. It's just showing an extra line there. I don't like that. 150. There we go. So let's hide some of these planes. Get a better view of this. So click on Y. So that's the faucet right there. That is the final product. So we have water coming in through the bottom. We'll have some sort of gasket or something. But yeah, we could seal this up and have, like, you know, water going in. Water then travels up through these lines, and then the water then flows into the nozzle here. So yeah, pretty cool design. A little more complicated than I thought, but overall, just got to keep working at it, and you know, you'll eventually get it. So thanks for watching. Bye.